Breaking news coming out of Drogheda from the IPAS centre that was burned out, not burned down, as previously reported by the mainstream media. Today we have the Irish Mirror. Of course, this is a crazy video. We actually have a full video here of the suspected arsonist who set fire to the Louth IPAS centre. But because this isn't some illegal migrant doing some sort of crime, all the newspapers are actually reporting on this news story, not just the Irish Mirror. So no praise to the Irish Mirror today. If this was, like I said, a migrant or something illegal, they flipping would have no newspapers covering it whatsoever. That's how the mainstream media coordinate and operate. But let's watch this video. A few things to point out as well. I don't trust anything that the mainstream media put out, so we don't even know if this video is real or not. I'm gonna speculate. They previously told us that it was a massive fire, the whole place was burnt down, burnt out, whatever. But in this video, obviously he only sets the staircase on fire. He doesn't light the whole building up in flames. So it's very different than what we were previously told a couple days ago. And this is how the mainstream media lie to us en masse. They're like drip feeding us this news. We don't actually have any evidence to what actually happened except this video, but so you can still use this IPAS center, so it's still a usable place. It's not like completely destroyed on the inside. So from this video, I just wanted to let you guys watch it, but you can tell he's kind of soaked the carpet in petrol or gasoline, whatever, who the hell knows, right? Or kerosene. And now he's just basically trying to light it on fire with a match or a lighter. So from the first and outmost, guys, looking at that video, nothing really seems too out of the ordinary. Just some crackpot guy trying to light the flipping carpet on fire. If you guys look closely, this guy is wearing socks. He doesn't have shoes on. Now, apparently he snuck in from the outside to cause this fire. But if you're sneaking in from the outside, shouldn't you have shoes on? Like, who let him into the property? Was this a false flag attack? We've obviously seen massive amounts of false flag attacks from the Garda van that was burned out in City West a few weeks ago. Clear false flag attack. We had some heavy set chubby guy with a baseball hat on, looked like an undercover Gardaí, and he lit a Irish tricolour on fire and then threw it in the back of an open window of the Garda van. Like, it's just, that was just completely bizarre. That video was 100% staged. This, who the hell knows, guys? I mean, just from looking at it on the outset, he's wearing socks, he's not wearing shoes. Like, it seems like if you were to commit any of these acts, you know, you'd be wearing shoes. Like, you'd be ready to run out the house, you know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna be looking around for your shoes or trying to put them on after you did this act. No, you're gonna have shoes on and stuff. So, was this an inside job, a false flag attack, to make it seem like people on the right wing, are attacking the people in IPAS centres? We don't know. I would love to see who this suspected arsonist really is. I want to see what happens in court, what comes out in trial, because definitely it will be interesting to see the entire court case in its total. But like I said before, it wasn't like a massive burnt out IPAS center. He just lit the carpet on fire. Nothing that extreme whatsoever. Obviously, shouldn't be doing this. Don't condone violence whatsoever. This is crazy to do this. Did the fire spread? We don't really know. There's not much footage apart from this coming out. So immediately the cameras just turned off right there. I don't know why the cameras should have kept rolling and showed him running out of the house or whatever. Who the hell knows? I mean, it's just very, very suspect. Very, very strange footage. Of course, this was crazy but I'm just saying, what is the backstory to this? You know, is this all the evidence that we have? Just some, you know, shaky CCTV footage? Like, my phone camera is 4K, 60 frames per second. And you're telling me they couldn't get a proper camera for their IPAS center? It seems a bit too, too set up, for me. It says several people, including 4 children, had to be rescued from the burning building in Drogheda, County Louth, and some were taken to Our Lady of Lourdes Hospital for treatment for smoke inhalation. So nobody got burned, thank God. Okay, you don't want to see anybody get hurt. That's terrible. But obviously they couldn't run down the stairs, because if they could run down the stairs were on fire. So they were saved from the top floor of the IPAS facility following the blaze, which was reported at 8 p.m. on Friday. Like I said, late into the afternoon on Friday, crazy stuff. Halloween night is always an insane night, guys. Halloween is always just bizarre, crazy, crackpots on the loose, just running around. Local Labour TD Ged Nash said, "Let's be clear, the deaths of children of families was avoided last night thanks to the response of the fire service and Gardaí." I love the way they're super extreme when it comes to stuff like that. But when it comes to other stuff, they're not always trying to play up. They're not trying to, let's say, rage bait or spread alarm. Okay, but if it's an attack on any foreign person, it's always trying to elevate the actual danger that these people were in. Now, the second thing that was suspect about this is, when this was first reported, they reported that somebody threw a firework into the building, causing a fire. When obviously we can very well tell that's not what happened whatsoever. So who's telling them this information? Why are they leaking this information out to the public? And Jim O'Callaghan was saying this. So who's the people that are leaking out information to the public? Is this again to put a nasty attack on the far right and make the right wing people seem crazy and lunatics? This obviously isn't a guy from the far right, guys. This is just a criminal. This is straight up a criminal that did this, okay? Nothing to do with any policies or political activists whatsoever. So they also said that fireworks were thrown into the building, causing a fire and putting lives at risk. But that's obviously false, because we can just see the guy lighting the carpet on fire of the staircase. So which one was it? You know, did they throw fireworks in as well as light the carpet on fire? Like, this story just doesn't add up, guys, in any manner whatsoever. Like, anyone that even delves a little bit into this news article can tell that things aren't adding up. Did the fireworks cause it to set on fire? Obviously not. So then after this, we have a person who was clearly set up by the mainstream media, supposedly someone from Drogheda, a passerby, some local, gets upset about this IPAS center, and it just seems extremely fake, guys. I mean, this is just like Karen or something, like crying like, oh my God. You know, and obviously, like I said, it's terrible that people do this crazy, heinous crimes, but there's so many crimes every single day in Ireland, it's almost like we've become numb to the shit.
It just sees, to hear such shocking news, it's just devastating. Whole families, kids, how can anyone just be so cruel? It's very sad.
What the hell?
Oh, just shocking. So sad. Whole families.
What the?
You know, like, no one deserves to be treated like that. Everyone deserves to have a safe home. No matter what country you come from. Like, we could have trouble on our doorstep. Where would we run to? We'd have to run to another country. You wouldn't like it. You wouldn't like it done on yourself. I don't know how anybody could be so cruel.
That is the most fake video I've ever seen in my entire life. That is a RTE plant. You guys know what a plant is? It's a flipping person that's put there to spread a message of misinformation. That is crazy, lads. What the hell? Why was she crying? Like, A1 for acting. Like, holy shit. Why would she give a shit? Did she know those people that were inside the IPAS center? Like I said before, I don't want to see anybody get hurt, but how a random Irish person would feel such empathy for these people. Like, nobody got hurt in this fire, guys. Like, it's not like anybody died. Like, if somebody died, I would understand her crying, but they didn't even get burnt by the fire. It's just like, I don't even know. This story just is so bizarre, guys. I have no clue what the hell is going on. That just is the fakest video I've ever seen in my life. Secondly, she says we could have trouble on our doorstep, like we could have a war in Ireland. Where would we run to? We would have to go somewhere. And she raises a good point to all the Irish people. Where would we go if there was a war, my beautiful Irish people? Because if there's a war in Ireland, there's going to be a war in Europe, which means one thing. We can only go to the USA, Canada, or Australia. You think they're going to allow millions of Irish people to flood into Canada, the US, or Australia? No. No way, that's not going to happen. We're on our own here. Let's protect our country the best way we can, guys. We are absolutely screwed if we keep listening to Karens like this and the woke Irish mainstream media. This is bizarre stuff. That video looked super fake, looked set up by RT. Who the hell knows, guys? I mean, it's just bizarre. At this stage, I don't believe anything. I'll be honest. The government and the mainstream media have lied to us so much, I don't believe anything by them anymore. The next video, once again, is a protest at an IPAS center in Ireland, of course. An Irish father opposing housing of 70 Somalian men next to a primary school. This is like I said yesterday. They're importing people from the flipping Serengeti, the African plains, war-torn parts of the Middle East, Afghanistan, Iraq, all these different crazy places. And they're putting them in right next to kids, primary schools, creches, nurseries, Montessori's. You know, you understand? This is obviously going to be destruction of the entire country. This is done on purpose, guys. This is a destruction of the Irish country done on purpose by the elites. There's nothing else to it. Also, in Somalia, they have Al-Shabaab. They have people the same, what's going on in Sudan now, in eastern Nigeria. They have extremists that are going around killing people, shooting up the place. So now we're just letting these people flood in. Probably half of these people are sleeper cells, ready to just ignite at the first chance that they get.
I'll tell you why I'm here, right? It's not because of them people in here. It's because of those children over there, right? My 5-year-old daughter is in that school, right? And for every day that she's in there, when these people, I don't know who they are, and I really don't care, but I'm going to protect my daughter in that school from any threat whatsoever, right? And I'll be there every minute of the day, and I hope other parents are there while their kids are in there. There's a secondary school over there, there's a J pitch there, and at the end of the day, I have selfish reasons. My reasons is my child, and I'm not going to have her. I'm not going to have her stabbed in the neck like that child in Dublin, who still hasn't recovered from her injuries.
Yep.
And I don't know whether those guards are going to protect my child, but I assure you of one thing: I will. Right.
Well, and to my man in Donegal there, I have an answer to your question, man. When you said, I don't know if the Gardaí are going to protect my kids. Well, maybe he already knows the answer. The Gardaí aren't going to protect your kids. They're there to enforce the law, lads. You know, we're taught this since young in Ireland. Oh, the Garda Síochána, the protectors of peace. Lads, they're the law enforcement. They don't give a shit about you or the health of your loved ones. They're there to enforce the laws. They don't give a bollocks about you. Jesus, like, and everyone gives them like, oh, on Garda Síochána, lads. Like, you know, the highest respect in the land and the most corrupt police force in the world. It's just like, you guys are just, people in Ireland are just so brainwashed. Like we're just actually brainwashed. And if you try and critique that idea of what we were taught since we were young, they're like, oh, you're crazy. What are you talking about? Or they just start accusing you of not being Irish. It's like, lads, like, I am very experienced. I'm very well traveled. I know that this shit is not what it seems to be. Like, this is crazy stuff, okay? And that guy, that dad is not being selfish. He's being a great dad, protecting his kids. He's protecting his 5-year-old because the Gardaí aren't going to do it, okay? They're just, these Somalians are let rampant on the city, and who the hell knows what's going to happen. He said the same thing could happen that happened to the 5-year-old in Parnell Square. Absolutely. Probably that's going to happen en masse 10 times over. Like, who's to say that that's not going to happen again? We are at a breaking point in Ireland now. You can feel that people are like one hair trigger away from just losing their flipping shit completely. Like, everyone is just so on edge now. It's crazy. After the lockdowns, people lost their flipping mind, guys, and it still hasn't recovered. People are so on edge. I mean, it's a cooking pot waiting to flipping explode, you know? Next video we have here is Jake Shields talking to the Gypsy Crusader about the immigration problem in Ireland. Of course, now we know that this immigration problem has gotten so massive that even people from the US are talking about it. Like, now we have the US talking about it en masse. It's great to see. So keep up the social media work. Everybody posting to social media. Make sure you're targeting people in Australia, Canada, the US, abroad, because people need to see what's happening here and the travesty that's happening, the open borders, corrupt, tyrannical government that we have here.
Over in Ireland.
Oh my God! Listen,
I
go Irish!
I think you sent me the video. Someone sent me the video.
Love the Irish people, man.
Yes, sir.
There was some have been deported some time ago, and they didn't do it. And then this little girl, and the Irish did what the Irish do best. They fight back, and they burned down one of the migrant hotels.
So of course they're talking about the City West Hotel. A 26-year-old migrant from North Africa somewhere sexually assaulted a 10-year-old while she was being vulnerable. She had mental health problems. She was walking around the city on her own. This migrant, who was posing as a security guard for the City West Hotel, who should have been deported 8 months ago, he had deportation orders, was kidnapped, brutally sexually assaulted in the lobby, the foyer of the City West Hotel, lads. And then there was a big flipping riot. And you know what the government said? Oh my God, look at the travesty we have. People are upset that our kids are getting sexually assaulted. Imagine the audacity of the Irish government to think that people aren't going to be upset that our kids are getting sexually assaulted en masse. Like, just bizarre stuff, guys. I mean, they're just so clueless, it's unbelievable, you know? Let me know your thoughts, guys. Hope you enjoyed the show today. If you want to support me, hit the join link underneath the video, become a member so I can help push back against the mainstream media and fight back for you guys, because we're in this fight together. Everyone is in this fight together. I appreciate the love and support over the last few weeks and months. So yeah, we're going to keep fighting every single day, never giving up, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace.